Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the series where toys, hobbies, fun, family, opinions, and randomosity all coexist in one place. This place is called Janeails22x, and what the heck does that mean? So first off, before we get started, I wanted to at least apologize again. Seems like I do that a lot in my videos.
First of all, I want to apologize.
Sorry. But it's good though, because I've been working on getting all of the intros done for all the other series I plan on doing that I've teased in the previous video. Plus, I also just got back from my second trip in Korea, so excuse is valid. So I wanted to kick things off right with the first episode of JVD. And JVD, of course, as you saw in the intro, is Janeails22x Verbal Diarrhea. Here we'll discuss whatever we want to talk about. What I want to talk about, maybe what you want to talk about. You can comment in the bottom there and you can tell me what you'd like to talk about. Maybe you have some questions and we can answer them. We can do a question and answer session. I don't know. Let's try it out, right? But first I wanted to pick the topic. And the topic I've selected for today is the name I'm using for YouTube. Where did it come from? What does it mean? How do you say it? Because it looks like just a mess of letters, and people probably are wondering, Janeails22x, what? I hope many of you understand that there was a time before the internet. And when the internet finally came out, I was actually in grade school, maybe junior high when it came out in full swing. And when it came out, there was a thing called electronic mail, and that is email, of course, right?
You've got mail.
And we had to pick our handles or our email address. And back then, it was the coolest name that you could possibly think of. Just random things. Whatever it wasn't your name. And if it was your name, you probably had 1,000 numbers after it because of previously used names. Apparently there was only one database of email addresses that you could use when the internet was new. So anyway, in order for us to get email, my dad and my mom made a rule. It was a decree that they made. In order for us to get it, we had to pick a name that was spiritually based. It was Christian based. So I had selected Nails2x. That symbolizes the nails in Christ's hands. Some of you might be wondering, why did you pick 2 instead of 3, where you're neglecting the feet, right? Well, I didn't like the number 3. It's just a personal preference. I preferred the number 2, and I went with 2x. My dad was okay. They okayed it. So I was able to get the email address for the very first time. The first account that we started using was AOL, America Online. And they had several different versions, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. And when those things were released, it was like a big rollout. Everybody was really excited about it, and there was a big to-do. You got a CD or a DVD-ROM in the mail, and then you'd have to load it onto your computer. And, over time, other companies started popping up. And these companies that would pop up became more competitive than AOL. So my parents, who wanted to have a more affordable internet, decided to go with a company called CompuServe. I don't even know how long they lasted. But when I went to move my original Nails2x over to CompuServe, it wouldn't allow it. Like I said, it was probably coming from some sort of single database where you couldn't have duplicates. I don't fully understand that. Anyway, I had to change the name moving over from AOL to CompuServe, and so that became Nails2xx. Well, I still had the Christian base to it, but it started to deviate a little bit because I held on to the nails. I didn't want to create a whole new name. My sister created a whole new name. My parents created a whole new name, but I didn't want to. I wanted to continue using the same structure. So when we moved from CompuServe to another company, which I believe was WM Connect, which was Walmart's version of the internet. They were in the internet game at one time. I had to change it once again. So it changed to Nails22x because 22 is actually my favorite number. And I had worn number 22 for a soccer season one year when I lived in New York before moving to Ohio. And I scored 22 goals that season. So it just kind of stuck with me as my favorite number. So now the name is starting to deviate heavily away from the Christian base. I mean, not by malicious standards, just that I didn't want to get rid of the base structure that I had. When I moved to college, I had to get a whole new name moving to college. And by that time, I had already started dating my girlfriend, which is now my wife, because we were high school sweethearts. And maybe we'll talk about that some other time as another JVD. Anyway, her name is Janeia, Janea. So I had to come up with a new name. I didn't want to lose the structure. I'm so stubborn like that. I just wanted to keep what I had, but I had to change it over to my, a different account where I could actually take it to school with me because I wouldn't be with my parents anymore. So I had to use an account that could be accessed worldwide. So I added 3 letters to my existing name and created what is now the username I've used for probably 15 years now, give or take. And so I added the J, the A, kept the N, an E, and then the rest is the same. So now it looks like either Janeails22x or Janeails22x, or as I say it, Janeails22x. So it's a mishmash of letters and meanings, but it means something to me. I refuse to change it. That's why I've kept it for my YouTube username. I know that some people have suggested that maybe I come up with a, more user-friendly name. And I know it could be more user-friendly because every time I say it over the phone, I have to spell it out and be clear with the person over the other line. J is in Jupiter, A is in Apple, N is in Nancy, E is in Elephant. The whole thing. You have to do it the whole time. I keep it because it's a part of me. It's not that I'm being difficult. It's not that I'm just trying to be selfish. It's just that I'm allowed to be with my name, and I'm going to keep it. So that's where it comes from. Am I excluding myself from people searching for my videos? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm just going to let the channel do the speaking for itself. I'm not expecting much. Anything at all, really. I just want to do this for fun. So that's why I've kept the name. That's where it's going to stay. I hope I've educated you guys. And the toilet just flushed. That's what happens when you sit in the basement. So upcoming videos are going to be one each of the different series I want to do. I've got the custom section, which I'm sure that a lot of you are going to be excited to see. I've got some news there that I think you guys might be interested in. Got some reviews that I wanted to try, and I've got a new thing that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. And then also some unboxings, and I'm also lining up the next people, hopefully, for the next Virgin Transformers Challenge on Monday, tomorrow, Labor Day. So stay tuned. I have yet to come up with a sign-off.